Hey movie, the length of your nickel logo is more than adequate for the sitting, so there is no need to boldly flaunt SpongeBob's pineapple fob as he opens the lube valve at his weekly key party. Also, the presumed ecological effects of using slime as your primary comedy source. Looking down at your nostalgic picture instead of up at the active war zone you are running through because if you maximize the drama, you will make it back alive!
You're a lifesaver, Casey Jones.
Who is this kid? Oh, am I missing an entire series that will explain important things? Listen, if you're willing to spend several minutes explaining the need for time travel, you could have given me a quick catch-up on how we got here, right?
I learned from the best.
Revealing your squishy face on a battlefield with projectiles that will maim and destroy squishy things. In case you confused it with, you maniacs! You blew it up! God damn you! God damn you all to hell!
Impeccable timing, little brother. Very dramatic.
And very convenient. It's Stranger, but for some reason he reminds me of a doctor I know. Dr. Strange? Putting your peace sign too close to your cloaca.
That's it. The resistance failed. The Krang won. But it isn't over.
The Krang won, but it isn't over? What are the rules of this game? This is why you don't gamble with turtles.
Mikey, we need a time gateway.
That is apparently just a thing that can be whipped up at a moment's notice.
The key that opened the doorway looked like this.
This convenient rock with convenient pointy perfection that allows for precise drawing by 3 chunky loaf bread-shaped digits.
Mikey's about to send you back in time to the day that the key was stolen.
They send him back to the day before the key was stolen. Most of this movie doesn't happen, and I get to take a nap.
Find the key, stop the Krang.
That's it. Those are Casey's only instructions for this world-saving mission before shifting into an emotional exchange about missing each other. How about, I remember the day it was stolen out of the art museum. Start there, kid.
They found us!
Given that you were hiding pretty much out in the open, I find your surprise to be surprising. Mikey dies in this dazzling display of time portal creation. It's a beautiful and cool sacrifice that the movie spends in the first 5 minutes without ever working to earn.
When you're done saving the world, do me a favor. Grab a slice!
And that is how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles accidentally retconned their mythology and became known for their love of orange slice soda.
I made it?
Thinking you've made it in New York just because you still have your wallet after regaining consciousness in the middle of Times Square, which is something that totally happened to a person that wasn't me. Observe your hero, Casey, as he runs directly toward the Times Square bleachers. He will run up them, look around and realize there's no way down, and then awkwardly walk back down them to carry on his mission like a dumbass.
The whole world is counting on you to break the pizza box stack record.
This is, sadly, not a real thing. Wait, there are actual pizzas in these boxes? F you guys for celebrating while pizzas are wasted and lives are about to be lost below due to a slice-induced multi-lane car crash.
Looks like we have a 317-39.4 in progress.
They are rightfully confused. Where the f*** did this 2 come from? We will see a lot of creativity over this hour and 15 minutes of retina-blazing, seizure-inducing animation. A little bit of that could have been sprinkled on this generic-ass artifacts exhibit.
We got to watch a Mahoozy Doodle!
Creating the best alternate name for a MacGuffin won't stop us from sitting it. This is a lot of buildup just for Donnie to use his Green Lantern powers to create a wall. See, people, this is why you should never buy a baguette and just stick it in your grocery bag without having it wrapped in something else.
Oh, no.
Sending a cartoon for characters surviving things like this is pretty ridiculous. But the whole story is designed around the idea that the turtles die in the future, so there has to be some rules governing physics in this situation, no?
You lost it! And now we've got a Foot Clan situation!
To be fair, the Foot Clan situation was there whether the key was kept or lost or dropped or kicked or pooped on. When the Foot Clan showed up, none of the turtles did shit about it in any timeline.
The only reason I have a chasm is I have to worry about you bozos 24/7.
Normally, you'd have to worry about bozos 24/7 because you have a chasm.
I cannot hear my TV show! Tristan finally proposed to Annabelle, but did she say yes?
Loving what they've done with the master splinter of my youth, turning him from a wise old racial stereotype into a comic relief racial stereotype.
Be the ninjas I taught you to be. Respectful. And quiet!
When have they ever been either of these things? If that's what you taught these 4 to be, you have failed and should shamefully retire. What is this? Casey Jones into the Batverse? See, it's funny because he's a nerd! Does April actually think she was close enough to reach the professor's ID tags? He is miles away. Unless, of course, April was attempting desk yoga, in which case she should take proper lessons, because that modality of practice requires years of training, and she clearly lacks the technique.
For years, this college shot down rumors. that a foreign government is secretly paying them millions to develop a super toxic herbicidal deforestation bomb.
The deforestation bomb? Seems pretty redundant given how well humans are doing on this front using conventional means.
I'm about to blow the lid off Big Kim.
My college girlfriend also blew the lid off Big Chem. And to clarify, for this joke, Big Chem was my roommate. April came in here looking for evidence, took a bunch of pictures that only prove the lab has vials, and left without even pondering what is in this file titled Secret. This 3-point handing is some Spider-Man's bullshit.
Oh, boy.
In this universe, there is insane tech available, and a phone can break from a 5-foot drop. Not just a little crack either, like it falls with the case on and shatters as if it were hit by a train. This movie is going to do anything it wants, isn't it?
Well, it's a good thing video ain't the only thing I took.
The moral of this story is do crime, kids, but only when it's necessary to acquire the Deus Ex Alchemia that you'll need later in the movie.
And then I saw that picture and I brought him here.
Oh, hey, picture. Are your arms getting tired? Because you've been doing most of the heavy lifting for this story. Also, it sure is great for the plot of this movie that the investigative reporter April assumed this stranger that snuck out of the darkness with a photo of their group was a potential friend and not an assassin. See this tiny speck on the ceiling? Yeah, that drops down to the table and magically turns into an interrogation light for maximum intensity vibes. Forget understanding how high the roof must be to explain how microscopic it appears. Forget that it needs electricity to power it. Well, I can't forget.
We ate leaves and rats.
No offense.
None taken. We are delicious.
This movie is funny, but it's also stupid.
I do like how he calls me master.
The Confederacy's best argument against emancipation somehow makes it into the script.
Alien. Sure.
You don't get to write off aliens when you're hanging out with a group of mutant ninja turtles.
The Krang? I have heard that name.
Of course you have. The requirement for the following exposition story willed it to be so.
To protect humankind and prevent the return of the Krang.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Return to the Krang would have been a better name for this movie. So, in its honor, I will roll credits.
I thought we were just gonna rob a bank and be, crime buddies.
Considering this thing's hair has grown fully back since the previous scene, it shouldn't worry about money-making ideas. I mean, rob a bank for fun, sure, but figure out that insta hair growth situation you have going on there and you will make bajillions.
He's unlocking the doorway! We need to get up there right now!
There's surprisingly little blood from being chainsawed in the face. Casey, if you're not going to sharpen your blades, what's the point?
Casey, go. We got you covered.
Cover is great, but a little warning that you are about to be portaled wouldn't be so bad either. There is a thing called portal consent. Also, Leo's placement of Casey's portal calls into question the choice to not send the entire group on the platform, right? Like, why just send one person to the platform via portal when getting everyone up there makes more ass-kicking sense?
I'm finally free!
Deciding your villain would be a squid in the style of a purple stick of butter.
Beth! What happened to our powers?
They're gone.
The heroes must lose their powers so they can regain them through the act of being a better person cliché.
This world will kneel before us.
It really is lucky that this ancient alien species speaks perfect English and projects loud enough for other people to hear important plot lines.
Donnie, escape pods now!
Donnie is just going to be a walking ex machina, isn't he?
Did you know this would happen? Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, Casey, why didn't you insist that there was an incredibly dangerous alien race trying to dominate the world that would kill everyone and take over at any cost? If only you would have done that a few minutes ago in the movie. If only you had inspired Splinter to remember ancient lore and reiterate how insanely dangerous the situation you would be in. If only anyone else in this scene would also remember that happened. Is anyone paying attention? Are we just here for the updated art? Why did you make me watch this terrible movie?
He's from the future. He knew this would happen.
Oh, come on. You can't pull this shit in the Back to the Future epoch. It's all multiverses, parallel times, and whatever the hell Tenet was about.
That means there's still a chance to stop them.
No, we have to save Raph.
Movie briefly pretends like these two goals aren't pretty closely aligned and that the third act won't prove this to have been the case all along.
Shouldn't we talk about this before we run off all half-cocked willy-nilly pell-mell?
Half-cocked willy-nilly pell-mell.
This is not about you.
They made it about me when they took my brother.
They made it about you when they took him? The f***?
You don't have to tell me. I'll look myself.
So you're saying that you were wasting our time and could have just read his mind and gotten this over with?
That's turtle chain, baby. It's how we roll in the past. The present. Time travel's confusing.
You didn't time travel at all, Mikey. It's talking that is confusing for you.
There is something I should tell you.
But luckily I was conveniently interrupted because it will be much more dramatic when I say it later.
We tried to jackhammer it, flamethrower it, pour acid on it.
But did you try a combo of the Mystic Jelly and the Secret Hole while spanking it? Is there no other important information to display on these screens? What does exclamation point do for anyone? How about telling us the temperature outside, the underground humidity, or the remaining power available on the generator that is powering your underground lair? At the very least, you could ease my mind and give us readings on the stability of the fucking black hole toaster just hanging out down here, huh?
Donnie, you're soft shell. You're exposed.
Mikey thinks that being exposed and hard would be a better option. Did the non-existent camera operator have to shake the hell out of this non-existent camera?
Run, insects, but you can't escape.
You mean won't escape? Come on, Krang 2. If you're gonna keep it up like this, you're always gonna be singing backup. This visual metaphor about the struggle to stretch this TV episode to feature length. The random vials that April stole from the lab turn out to be a bunch of Chekhovinian Deus Ex bullshit.
I knew that stuff was nasty. I told y'all.
Celebrating when you should be terrified that you've been walking around all day with fragile vials of this potion just jingle-jangling all around your backpack.
I've got an idea.
Yeesh. Remind me to never get on your bad side.
That is a very odd way to say, thanks Shell, you have a plan because all my knowledge and powers are useless at this point. Seems like they have cut the scene where April and Splinter stole the bat pod right out from under Batman's nose when he popped into the local Starbucks to grab a triple venti half-sweet non-fat caramel macchiato. Okay, I can't handle it anymore. These 4 chin whiskers are insane. I mean, can we fill it in a little? No, let's just get rid of it. Ah, much better. Did the animators need to give this tall, veiny building a nutsack? This dumbass has no harness.
Boom goes the herbicide.
This vial of liquid plant death went from villain to hero so fast that I'm beginning to wonder if this film was bankrolled by Monsanto.
Can you tell me if he's still in the building?
He can, instantly. And he can pinpoint a location, instantly, which entirely erases his inability to pinpoint Leo and Casey 12 f***ing seconds ago. No one evacuates their cloaca in this scene. Wait a second. April and Splinter actually brought the key to the Tower of f***ing Doom? Sure, they saved Donnie and Mikey, but have they not heard about the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few? They could do that the whole time? They could poof out the whole time? Come on, Splinter, why not use that ability in the first fight? Does anyone realize this is the end of the world? Honestly, I'm okay with everyone dying at this point and the movie just becoming an episode of Keeping Up with the Krangdashians. Gratuitous Krang crotch shot. And now we've got a skybeam portal thing. Like we haven't seen one of those before. In the name of all that is Roland Emmerich, is this thing really going to dissolve into disaster porn? Gah! All of this seems to be happening pretty quickly, right? The goopy tentacles make the portal pad, which calls the Gooberide that subsequently launches evil shapes out to wreak havoc on the city. They're aliens, though, so the speed of evolution is understandable somehow. On the flip side, however, I do not believe that the military has a full-blown attack ready in response this quickly. Locals with guns? Sure. Tanks?
Guys, it's time to face facts.
We can't change the future.
Glad we've taken this aside to discuss whether or not the plot of this movie is possible, but was it really necessary considering in about 20 seconds y'all all just agree it is?
We already did change the future. Donnie, what do those big, beautiful eyebrows have to say?
Well, now that you've drawn my attention to them, how the f*** does this turtle have eyebrows on a mask? They shouldn't be saying anything. They should be masked.
That big jerk may be covered in goo and half alien, but he's still our brother. And I'm not giving up on him.
The unfortunate reality we all must confront when one of our siblings goes through puberty.
The cycle routine is a little thin. Where's the character development?
Splinter would be excellent at CinemaSins. Well, they've gone full Locutus Borg with this Raft's been assimilated story arc, which is cool, but it will only ever be number 1 to something original. And by number 1, I mean second in command, so actually number 2. Just go watch Star Trek instead of this. You'll have more fun and you'll get my jokes.
I am saving this weak planet. I am a gift.
Me explaining what I do for work somehow makes it into the script. Whatever is happening to Donnie's soft shell is f***ing gross and ripped off from The Matrix. But mostly it's f***ing gross.
I am a spaceship!
Yep, our hero kept his consciousness while merging with a dominating alien tech. Some people get to keep their personalities, some don't. Does it make sense? No. This giant eye could use a little more explaining. Like, ready to come from, ready to go. Ready to come from giant-eyed Krang monster.
That alien jerkface thinks we're weak. Because he hasn't seen what we can do.
Thank you for coming back more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than you were before. But Krang is not like your mom at soccer practice. There was no need to try and impress them. Also, Leo, you don't know what gender that purple stick of butter is.
It's pointless to resist Krang.
Some might say it's futile. Earlier, one of the aliens brought about by the Krang turned a train into a monster, but now suddenly the powerful being is stopped by a heavy metal ball? I decided to perform the blink test at this point, and over the 20 seconds of time, I saw 16 different image shifts. 16! Is the blink test real? No, but it is now, and that is all that matters. When did Kazoom become a thing? They've said Mystic like 13 times, but this is the first Kazoom, and they're acting like they do this all the time.
Leo's still up there.
You don't know that. How could they know that? How are they confident about anything happening anymore?
When I get to the other side, you close that door.
I see he really is keen on doing this hero's sacrifice thing, which is an empty threat considering no one would believe that this movie has the meatballs to kill off Leonardo and tank the merchandise sales in the last 10 minutes of the movie.
Leo, please. I can't lose you again. Hey, future me would be real proud of you.
The Krang dude is absolutely just letting this conversation happen right now.
Weak words, weak actions. I have forever known what you fail to understand. Strength always prevails.
Sure, when it decides to finish the job instead of wasting time expositing about how it's stronger than everyone.
What you fail to understand is I missed on purpose.
Cool, but Krangus Khan still had plenty of time to kill you. You got lucky that he just didn't. So stop acting like your plan is going off without a hitch. Hesitating when you know the stakes.
No! Let go of me!
The batshit physics that are allowing Leo to hold back the Krang despite them both just floating about in space. Is this swimming? What the f***?
Mikey, whatever you're doing, don't stop!
This is very unhelpful advice, considering this power has no clear rules and could easily be a portal to a potty or a pizza parlor or a portal potty pizza parlor. Patent pending.
We're here, Mikey. Together.
And it's a good thing we recently watched Guardians of the Galaxy. Otherwise, how would we know we are in a we're stronger together cliche? I think the movie wants us to believe this message is about the turtles, but none of the above text exchanges has a turtle in the imagery, so who the f*** are the heroes we're talking about here?
The rest of the world we saved is pretty great too.
Movie tries to pull this when it was shitting on Staten Island like 10 seconds ago.
Staten Island?
Oh, gross.
You can right off with your performative pandering to the screen. Pulling someone's f***ing tail. What the hell, April?
Looks like our friend Cassandra here's been busy.
That's my mom!
Oh, great. Casey's a Nepo baby, too.
There goes the space-time continuum.
Happy to report it should be fine as long as he doesn't f*** her.
You know what challenge I'm gonna rise to?
The challenge of hiding the portal key that leads to a horrible Earth-dominating dimension in a place no one would ever find it? Oh, are we just forgetting about that highly important piece of the puzzle?
Badass mystic warrior, mystic doorway, mystic weapons, crazy cool mystic powers.
Mystic tech.
Mystic warriors, the mystic key.
Our mystic powers.
The mystic powers, the most powerful mystic warrior. I'm a mystic warrior.
Mystic hands! My mystic hands!
I want high cholesterol. I want to eat bacon and butter and buckets of cheese, okay?
Hey, Liberty!
Mikey's about to send you back in time to the day that the key was stolen.
You gonna do what? What's Sensei?
Say it!
Save the cheerleader, save the world!
Brother, sister, join me.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. And if you think I got that from Star Trek, you are very wrong, mister.
Shouldn't we talk about this before we run off all half-cocked willy-nilly pell-mell?
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Oh man, is this what the future looks like?
Your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has.
I don't want to fight anymore.
My fingers hurt.
You just connected, man. But that's what happens when people get into air battles. Sometimes they connect, Mark. Sometimes they connect.